Hey there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon, and today we're going to be talking about a difficult subject. Well, specifically, how to get through a difficult day. But first, a quick story. Today is my husband's last day at a job that he's had for the last 24 years. And while the company has been bought out and changed hands several times over the years, and Jason admits it's not the same company he applied to work for, or even wanted to work for 24 years ago, it's still change that he didn't expect, and it's change that he didn't choose, which, well, makes today a difficult day for him. And by association, it makes it a difficult day for me because, in a lot of ways, it's much more difficult to watch somebody you love go through something difficult than it is to actually do it yourself. And so last night, in preparation for today, I sat and I really thought about what are some specific, concrete, not general, concrete things you can do when you're having a hard day and you have to get through. And I came up with 5 different things, and I hope to help Jason through today by doing these things ourselves. So, what are they? First of all, don't look for, don't find, create ways to give and bring yourself comfort. When you're having a hard day, it is not the day to wear clothes that don't feel good on your body, that don't make you feel good. Like today, I woke up and I specifically picked out a shirt that was bright because when you're already down in the dumps, you do not need to be wearing clothes that don't fit well, don't feel well, and don't cheer yourself up. So this shirt may not be great on camera, but it's helping me today. So create ways to comfort yourself. Don't leave it to chance. Make sure you do those things. It could be anything, and make sure it's specific to you, even if it's something as simple as using your favorite soap or body wash. Looking forward to that in the evening. Maybe taking a shower with no chores at night before you go to bed. Wash the day off you. Just create comfort when and where you can. Next, maybe this is the biggest tip I can share is know that your now is not your forever. What may be true now doesn't have to be tomorrow. Everything is temporal. Good things are temporal. And yes, hard, difficult things are temporal too. So how do you deal with that? Even though you know it's not forever, how do you get through the stuff that sucks? You don't watch the clock, but you look at the clock. For example, when I have to go through a difficult medical procedure, or if I'm struggling with pain, or there's a meeting that I'm really, really dreading and it's ruining my day, I look at the clock and I put a time limit on it. I don't watch the clock all day, but I know that, let's say at 2 o'clock something horrible is happening. I'll know, okay, by the time 4 o'clock this afternoon, let's take Jason's example. I know that by 5 o'clock tonight, I believe the worst will be over. The Band-Aid will be ripped off. So all I got to do is get to 5 p.m. All Jason has to do is get to 5 p.m. And you know what? That's only, 8 hours away at this point. I can do that. I can make myself comfortable. I can know that it's going to get better eventually. This will be over. But right now, it's just going to suck. And that's okay because I can look at the clock and I've put it on a timer. Next, identify something to look forward to. Yeah, I gotta get to 5 o'clock today. So does Jason. But you know what? We can look forward to tomorrow because maybe tomorrow he won't wake up with the same anxiety that he's been waking up with for probably the last, I would say, 10 years, every single morning, which is ironic. You would think that losing the job that's causing him anxiety would be a good thing. But one thing about my husband that I love is he's a very contented man, and he does not like to rock the boat. And he's not a fan of change. Even if he knows it's good change, he's not a fan of change. He finds comfort in consistency and in pattern and in habit. And I like that about him because I had a very traumatic childhood and there was not a lot of consistency. So I really see that as an admirable quality in him. But unfortunately, that hurts him a lot. And so, what I plan to do today is point out, hey, yeah, you may have anxiety about, what are we going to do moving forward? How are we going to pay the bills? Yada, yada, yada. But that one anxiety that's been plaguing you for the last 10 years, yeah, that will be over. That door will be shut and you can open another door. So find something to look forward to. And that leads me to my next tip, number 4, which is appreciate that a new start, a new beginning can happen at any point, any minute, any second. You don't have to wait for the new year. You don't have to wait for the next month. You don't even have to wait for the next day. But find a point, identify a point, and claim it as your fresh start. So while Jason has lost his job and it's a change that he didn't choose, well, he can see this as one of two things. It happened to him or it happened for him. One thing, the one side, if it happened to him, he's a very passive recipient. He just takes it. It's almost like a victim mentality. But if it happened for him, then it's an opportunity. It's a chance. He can seize that and he can make it a good thing. And excuse me, he and I have talked about this. It's going to happen regardless. Crappy stuff is going to happen to all of us regardless of what we do. We can't control everything. But what we can control is how we respond. Of course, we all have a knee-jerk reaction. Of course, it was disappointing. Of course, it was upsetting. Of course, it creates worry and concern. That's the initial reaction. But our response can be much more intentional and positive. So if you have a choice between looking at it as in a negative way, in a passive way, oh crap, this happened to me, it's out of my control. Or you can look at it as, oh wow, this is a forced, albeit forced, new beginning, fresh start. I have the opportunity to reinvent myself, which can be scary, but can be awesome too. Which one are you going to choose? Choose the fresh start, because you know what? It's happening regardless. So claim the power you have and make it a good thing. And to piggyback on that, my last tip is make a plan. So I'm trying to help Jason know this is an opportunity. Yes, it happened to him, but this is a chance. Let's not squander it. How do you not squander it? You make a plan. You don't leave the new opportunity to chance. How do you make a plan? You meet your needs first. He and I sat down. I keep the family budget, and I've done another video on this. In fact, maybe I'll link it down below for you. When he first got notice that he was losing his job, I keep a monthly budget, black and white, numbers don't lie, so we could know where were we at when we lost all of his income. And yeah, you better believe that was scary. But you know what? We never do ourselves a favor when we don't stare reality in the face. Reality doesn't change just because we don't accept it. Do yourself a favor. Rip off that Band-Aid. Look at the whole cold, hard facts. Deal with it. So we made a plan. We figured out how much do we need in order to scrape by for a while to make those two proverbial ends meet. What is our bare minimum that we need? And we made a plan. We didn't leave that to chance. And now that we have a plan, now he's got a little more breathing room to say, okay, what do I want to do? You know, we are in a place in our life where we are not young, but we're not old enough to retire. So, we're looking at another 20 years or so. And I really want him to spend those next 20 years happy and without regret, because I told him I would rather work every single day of my life doing something I love rather than hating my job, saving money for retirement that I don't live to get to see or enjoy because I stressed out all those years working a job I hated. And so I've told him, take the pressure off. We've done the hard work of looking at our reality, figuring out how to meet our needs, how to skate by for a little bit, to give ourselves a little wiggle room, a little breathing room. And when you sit down to make a plan, you give yourself that opportunity. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, there might not be clear-cut answers, but I guarantee you, you're going to be able to cultivate, craft, create a plan much better, much faster, and you're going to feel better much more quickly if you stare reality in the face. And you don't have to be scared, because no matter what, you are never starting from scratch. You have all the experience, all the how to, all the skills that you gained along the way. And so when you're having a hard day, I'm going to bonus tip. One of the best things I do is I don't like to relive the past, but I have certain key moments in my memory. And I think about the hardest day I have ever gone through. And you know what? I made it through that because I'm here right now. And when I think about the hardest day, often my present day, it just pales in comparison to what I've already been through. So you know what? If you are having a hard day right now, chances are you're already a survivor. You've already had hard days. You've already done hard things. So you just got to get through this, the one that you're in right now. Because remember, your now is not your forever. And you get to have a say in that. So find something to look forward to. Make a plan so that tomorrow, maybe even your next minute, can be that much better. If you've liked this video, I ask that you pay the fee. What's the fee? Share me! Now more than ever, I'm working very diligently and hard to share my stories, share my strategies, and to gain my subscribers here on YouTube, because I'm working really hard not to give up on my dreams as I help my husband make our proverbial ends meet. I'm burning the midnight oil. So if you've watched this video, thank you so much for watching. And if you don't mind, give me a quick like and leave a comment below if this video has helped you. Until next time, I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.